Alright, what's up guys? So what we are doing right now is we're gonna go get a new gauge, oil pressure sending gauge, to see if the gauge failed from yesterday. Cody just came and picked me up. Yeah, so we're gonna head over there and pick up a gauge so that we can figure out what this issue is. Alright, so we came back, we got the gauges. So these are the gauges I use. They're cheap. They're just from Canadian Tire, but they work. I mean, obviously they don't work because my oil pressure one doesn't work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace the one that I have in the car with the new one and see if it's just the gauge that's broken, because I hope that's all that is. So I just checked with the new gauges and it's still showing 0, so it's not the gauge. So I'm gonna go over to this end where the it goes in, just behind where that bolt hole is. It goes into there. I'm gonna check to make sure those aren't leaking or they're too pulled out a little bit. And then if that's not it, then I'm gonna check the line itself that runs through the car and see what's happening there. But yeah, I'll update you guys. Alright, so bad news. The gauge seems to be fine. I think I already told you guys that. We hooked up the old oil pressure sensor that goes to the cluster and through the ECU, and it's reading no oil pressure. And when I took the oil filter off, there was no oil that came out. So right now it's looking like there's no oil pressure in the car, which sucks. But tomorrow I need to go get an oil pressure test, like oil pressure tester, and then from there I'd be able to see what's actually happening. What my guess is right now is that the rod for the oil pressure, the rod for the oil pump is bent, or something has gone wrong with it and it's not engaging. And if that's true, that means I've been running the car with no oil pressure, and yeah, so there might be internal damage. But I'm gonna carry this video on to tomorrow, and hopefully we figure this out. Hopefully it's nothing bad. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, hey guys, so what we have to do right now is we still gotta figure out that oil issue. So what we have to do is we have to drop the oil pan to see what's going on with the oil pump. But because it sits right above the K member, the oil pan won't drop down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, I'll show you guys. We have to take this strut brace off. We have to get the cherry picker, which is over there, hook it up to the engine, loosen the engine mount bolts to lift the engine just a bit so we can drop the oil pan and get it around the K member. So let's get to it. I really hope that it's no big issue, but there's only one way to find out. Okay, so as you guys can see, the oil pan is off, but it's hitting the steering rack and the K member. So instead of going from up top and using the cherry picker, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go and jack it up by the bell housing right there, and get it to lift up a little bit. But I gotta loosen the engine mount bolts, which are there and on the other side. So I'm gonna grab the jack, which is just over there. I'm gonna get it in position, and then I'm gonna loosen those, push the engine up a little bit, and then get that oil pan out of the way. Okay, so first we had to take out the steering rack. We had to take out one of the engine mounts on the driver's side so that we could jack the engine up high enough where we could look at the oil pump. And this is the oil pump, right? And it is jammed up against the side right now, which it shouldn't be. And if you can see, there is a big gouge in there, which is causing this wheel to pin up against this wheel. So I think that's why we were getting zero oil pressure, was because there's a rod that pushes up against the cam and causes us to spin and create oil pressure, but because it was jammed, it wasn't doing it. So we were getting completely zero. So we need to go get a new oil pump. So what me and Jacob are gonna do right now is we're gonna go to Lordco. We're gonna pick up a high flow oil pump, and we're going to pick up some 1040 oil. I'm gonna run a bit thicker because I think the reason why that happened was because the oil thinned out too much and then it just jammed itself. So yeah, we're gonna go to Lordco, we're gonna get those parts, and we're gonna try to fix this by the end of today. Okay, so this is the new push rod for the oil pump that comes with the new oil pump, which I'm putting on right now.
Oh yeah, Kim Jong-il was. Yeah.
This is the old one, and if you look at the top,
Was he filming that when we were discussing that? Oh, that's good.
it had snapped. So that's why I lost all oil pressure, is because it wasn't spinning the pump at all. So I think what happened is this seized or got jammed and then put too much pressure on this and this snapped. So hopefully when this is all in, it'll work.
Hey guys, so we got everything back together, and we've got almost back together, and forgot to crank down the oil filter, and so this is yep, this is the face of a happy and not tired man.
Yep.
A lot of brand new oil on the ground there. We did switch to 530 though.
1040.
10. Okay, so that's an old bottle. Well, that's great. Now I look like I don't know what I'm talking about. We did switch to 1040 though. Hopefully that's thicker and doesn't f up the old oil pump, which was bad. Yeah, more later.
Alright guys, so we finished up putting the oil pump in and stuff. As you saw, I spilled a whole bunch of oil. That's the first time I've done that. But yeah, she has oil pressure now. I put some more oil in after I put the filter on properly. Started up, she has oil pressure now, which is great. I feel like this video wasn't as informative and I wasn't as upbeat and stuff as I usually am. I think I just let all this work and a couple of the complications and just the worry about it not having oil pressure because of the oil pump really get to me. So I kind of just really wanted to get it over with and stuff like that. But I mean, she has oil pressure now. The gauge works, so everything's good to go. I just need to get some more oil tomorrow, fill her up, and then we can get ready for the next event. I don't know when the next event is going to be. It probably will be around Ford Evergreen. So if you do have a 5.0 or just any car and you see zero just low or zero PSI on your car, like lower than normal, anything like that, just shut it off. Think that it's a simple problem. Like we thought it was just a gauge, and it turns out that it had complete zero, no oil pressure. So just if you see that it's in the red or whatever, low, just shut it off. Just figure out what it is. Just play it safe, because that's the difference between, you having to rebuild your engine versus, having it be a simple fix. But I'm gonna end the video here. Press the like button, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.